It's number 3 on Madonna Live Week, given to us by the lovely donor M. We got Vogue in the house, Joe.
I know.
And this is at the MTV Awards in 1990.
That was the request. Yeah.
Wow, I love that. Shall we just?
We should just. I love this song.
And I love whatever's going on here with this like Victorian kind of. Is this Victorian or is this?
Wait, okay. I'm having trouble remembering the Vogue music video.
Come on, Vogue.
I don't have trouble remembering the song.
With your mighty move to the music. You know what I'm thinking here? Seeing this MTV Awards, this feels more like. Because this was broadcast on television.
Yeah.
So this is kind of like transporting me to the reality of like what it'd be like to be either Madonna or like in her crew. And it sounds like it was probably really fun in the 80s and 90s to be a part of Madonna's crew.
Being part of Madonna's crew in 1990.
Yeah.
Just being an orbiter of Madonna.
It's like you're at all the parties, you know everyone, you chill, you hang out. You don't even have to be like on stage. Like you're just like in that world with them. Sounds fun.
Sounds like a time and place.
Yeah.
Sounds like a wild, wild life.
Yeah, it does.
Very exciting. All right, let's keep going.
Yeah.
Here's where you find it. Greta Garbo and Monroe, Dietrich and DiMaggio, Marlon Brando, Jimmy Dean, on the cover of a magazine. Grace Kelly, Harlow Jean, picture of a beauty queen. Jean Kelly, Fred Astaire, Ginger Rogers, dance on air. They had style, they had grace. Rita Hayworth gave good face. Lauren Catherine Manitou, Betty Davis, we love you. Ladies with an attitude, fellas that were in the mood. Don't just stand there, let's get to it. Strike a pose, there's nothing to it.
Wow. You know what? All I gotta say is these Gen Xers poisoning our young ones with this sexual filth.
I know it. Look what we've become.
I mean, this is on broadcast TV. That must have really pissed some people off.
Yeah. We've become. Look, this is the result. Us depraved millennials.
We were born during this time.
Yeah. We were just sprouting up.
We were born
days.
in this scary world,
Yeah.
and we're just trying to fight against it.
Yeah. See, like, that's what I was thinking. Like, the first two videos we watched, that was just that was probably on like a VHS or a DVD release or something, you know?
Yeah.
You, as a Madonna fan, you go seek that out. But this is just on national television.
That's right.
Well, cable, because
Yeah.
MTV. But still, like
Cable's the Wild West of television.
That's right. It was very accessible to most households had cable. I think ours didn't, so maybe
Ours
I don't know.
never
maybe most didn't. But a lot of people had cable, so a lot of people watched this, and I guarantee a lot of people were upset by it.
Definitely.
Parents,
That's wild.
Parents were upset by it.
Yeah, you got like million moms coming out of the fold.
Yep.
How dare you?
But I think it's awesome.
It's real. The FCC won't let me be. Let me be me. So let you see. They try to shut me down on MTV. It ain't no sympathy without me.
Man, so MTV went from supporting artists being controversial to like literally shutting down Eminem because he was just a little too much. Eminem, okay, that's enough.
Yeah, in certain situations, Eminem might have been just a little too much.
But anyways, back to Madonna. Yeah, let the haters hate. And anyone, yeah,
awesome.
I mean, this is what you do. And haters are just gonna keep hating.
You know what's funny is 30 years later on something like this, or 34 years later on something like this, is that like people look back on it, and way more people probably remember this as like an icon. Any of these moments as like iconic performances, the best things they ever saw, and they carry that with them for the rest of their lives. And all the haters, I don't know, they're just on to the next thing to hate. They're not still steaming in their souls like 34 years later, like, oh gosh darn it, Madonna.
If only Madonna didn't do that one thing on MTV 34 years ago.
Darn it.
Yeah, I mean, well, you know what's kind of fascinating about your point that you just brought up? The people who thought that this was controversial and upsetting, the things that they've seen today, they go back and watch this, they're probably like, oh, I loved Madonna. You know,
oh, absolutely.
This is nothing.
Dude, absolutely. They're like 70-year-olds now that were like 40 or in their late 30s that were particularly, angry about something like this, that are still alive now. They definitely look back on this like, oh, I always loved Madonna, really.
Yeah.
And it's
because
like,
they see this and like, this is nothing compared to what music videos and television performances have become.
And that's actually what everyone needs to remember too, is whenever anything new comes out, it's always, whenever any new steps or more courageous things come out, they're always going to be a new step. So it's always going to get backlash. But that is the genuine only way to make progress. Like when it comes to sexual freedom and the LGBTQ plus community and everything like that, they're coming out and they're showing their new thing. And a bunch of people are going to freak out. But if you just continue to be like, nah, this is what we're doing. This is real. You can't ignore that this exists. This is how life is. And you continue to drive that. 10 years go down the line and all of a sudden the stuff that was so controversial 10 years ago is like, it's just like part of culture. It's not a big deal. Nothing, no one really cares about it anymore. And if people remember it, they remember it as the moment where they were allowed to, as Madonna would say, express yourself for the first time. So yeah, it is just that. So you know what? Keep pushing the limit.
Come on, vote.
And if what you do is really wrong, people will stop you.
Yeah, or you go to jail or something.
Yeah. And even if you go to jail, maybe you're doing something right. I don't know.
I don't know. Either way, yeah, it's just fun to look at it through different lenses and kind of like, just kind of put yourself in those situations and then just see how far things have come. And I don't know. I always like just thinking about history and stuff. But if we're just focusing on this performance,
yes.
I love the outfits. Madonna looks incredible with like the white, like she looks like a porcelain doll is basically what they tried to kind of go for. Or that was probably the style of like the 1700s, you know?
Yes, it was.
And this
powdered
unbelievably
wigs,
like ornate and elaborate dress that she's wearing is incredible.
Whenever I see outfits like these from this era, all I can think of is just, there's a lot of times in history that we've gone back. Like, oh, let's bring that one back.
No one's brought it back.
No one's brought back.
It's too much work.
It is. It's and you know what's interesting about this era is this is too much work for everyone. The men and the women. Look what the women are wearing is ridiculous, and they had to wear those corsets which like crush their ribs. But the men are wearing way too much clothing for 85 degrees outside, Like they have these long shirts with long jackets that are really tight and thick over top of them, and then they're wearing those stockings and the knickers.
Well, you know what I think it is like, I don't know if this developed in France or England, or it's probably like a mixture of just general thing. European, But it was just like the elite society. They didn't do anything. So they were just like, oh, let's just get wild with our outfits. And like, that's all they were doing. And I mean, I guess that's still true to this day. Like very wealthy people just kind of like, that was a wild generalization.
Yeah, that's true. You ever seen Adam Sandler out on the sidewalk? He wears sweatpants all day.
There are a small amount of very wealthy people who do things like this today, where they just kind of like focus on just like elaborate, luxurious stuff, and it doesn't really mean anything. But it's interesting. It's art, and it's fun. It looks fun.
It is wild. Look at those dresses. I mean, it's so over the top all the time. And the powdered wigs, everyone wore wigs because that's what you did. You wore wigs.
It was the style.
Like when it came to like getting ready to go to a party, every single person, the woman and the men, would wear wigs. It's like a hat, except they also wore hats. Now, they didn't wear hats on those wigs, did they? Then it's kind of like, what's the point? You're putting a hat on a hat.
I have no idea. But all I know is that I think it's awesome that Madonna brought it back for this performance, because it had the style that they're dressed up as has nothing to do with the song.
No, I mean,
but it goes really well and it looks awesome.
And then, so the other thought I'm thinking of is, it's funny because it reminds me of that "Walking on Broken Glass" music video by Annie Lennox too, which I think is about the same era, than early '90s thing.
Yeah, you're right.
Was there a resurgence of 18th century?
Yeah, maybe they was just like interesting. Maybe they're like, this was kind of sick. Maybe they're like, this was kind of awesome. Let's bring this back. I mean, it is cool.
It's so, because it's so
unbelievable, the style.
It's so far removed from the styles of any person, at least I'm not going to speak for every country, but like in the United States for the past 100 years, we've been pretty far from that.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Like
yeah.
you got to get back to like,
Well, because this is how old this is. Like this is booby popping here.
oh yeah,
Like they had the push-up bra and complete cleavage revealed. Like they were pushing their boobs as high as they could go to like
Tighten it up.
balloon them up, you know?
Yeah, and they did that.
And think
Course,
about
that's-
like by the 1800s and early 1900s, I think we went through a period of like extreme modesty. Like you
Yeah.
wouldn't dare. Like that's what's fascinating. Like these cycles of what's acceptable and what's not. Like these women just have their breasts served up like on like a platter, essentially. Just
Yeah.
like, and 100 years later, it's like, oh, no way, not a shot.
yeah.
no.
Turn into the 20th century. I don't think you did that anymore.
No way.
Well, Mike, it was the age.
Not
of,
even until like what? When did cleavage come back? Like the 70s, maybe? Not the 60s.
people cleavage in the 50s and 60s.
I don't think so. Not in public.
Maybe.
Not unless it was like a bathing suit.
That's right. Now, I mean, I don't know. Things started getting looser in the 20s. So I'm not gonna. You know what? I don't know. But it
I'd love
definitely
to
was a
speculate
transition.
more on this.
But I will say, Mike, it was the age of enlightenment,
What?
the 18th century. It's
Oh,
Mozart.
is the Renaissance?
No, the Renaissance was before that. The
Oh.
Age of Enlightenment is this new age of science, and what was enlightening was revealing people's chests, apparently,
It's very enlightening.
and
Joe.
calves.
Oh yeah, I love that.
I love that. It was a point of sexual attraction for men to reveal their calves. I'd like to bring that back. I'd like to see men all wearing stockings and revealing their strong calves. Although, you know, it would really hurt me.
because you got chicken leggies.
I got chicken legs, so I would be thrown in the dumpster. My wife would divorce me.
All right. Well, we made a lot of wild, bold claims, especially me. So,
Any
chat,
any historians out there,
Please.
clean it up.
clean it up. Let me know because I love to learn. I'm here saying this stuff not because I think I'm right, but because I'm just curious and I want to know. So if you have the actual facts,
You know,
enlighten me.
View us as a poorly scripted AI, and you're our
These kinds of things. Yeah.
you're fixing it. You're cleaning it up.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right.